That alert fit perfectly in the music. Hello! To ashes. Hello everybody, how are we doing? Are we doing well? To ashes. To ashes. Are we having a good time? Crackle, crackle. Doing okay? That's better than not doing okay. Crickly, crackly. It'll sort itself out. How am I? I have randomized people's characters for October. Hooray! Styles. Many I'm looking forward to. Watched the Barbie movie this afternoon. Now back to drawing. Yeah, did you like it? Did you enjoy? Yeah, hope the drawing's fun. You still doing silly things? Silly things is good. Blah, 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 blah. If and knowing what styles to draw. Yeah, so some of them, yet another year 3 in a row, where Chibi and Miss, their styles haven't come up. Oh. Apparently I tried the boss last time and died. Unsurprising. That's good, I died before I even done anything. Oh, that's yeah, I was testing it. Yes, because okay, so between streams I actually did some bits and bobs. Good fun. The ending lost you a bit though, and the credits for some reason made you feel nauseous. How strange. So yes, between streams I did a few bits and bobs. I ran around and I grabbed some things which I thought might be useful. There's a couple of talismans which would be handy. This one reduces physical damage, this one reduces holy damage, this one increases my max health. I thought health is probably the issue here because I keep dying. I also picked up some nice armor and bitzers and bobsels. I also kind of noticed if I look at my weapon, can I point to things? Yeah, so this is my physical attack of my weapon, which is about 407, 480, about that, somewhere. And this is the holy damage of my weapon, which is about 200 and something. So about a third of my damage is holy, and this boss blocks 80% of holy damage. So I'm kind of missing about a quarter of my damage on this boss. Luckily, this boss has the biggest resistance to that. However, my scaling of my damage is determined by 3 different stats: strength, dexterity, and faith. Faith is the one that increases holy damage. Strength and dexterity increase physical damage. So I was kind of considering going back to Egg Lady and moving all of my faith into dexterity so that I just don't do holy damage. But it's also much less scaling. This is D scaling as opposed to B, and in grading, that's not as good. The remix song plus the visuals of the credits did weird things to your senses. How strange. And they threw you on birth us, Egg Lady. Well, we'll use that as a little card in our pocket. But yeah, so I've just done a few bitsers and bobsels, picked up these things. I picked up some other things as well. I picked up something which raises strength, but my strength is already at 40, which is the kind of anything above 40 you get diminishing returns. So that didn't really help all that much. I think I picked up something else as well, but it didn't matter. Yeah. Oh, and I also equipped all of these runes we've been getting from killing really important people. I decided to swap the one that I had equipped, even though I wasn't really using it, to Margaret's rune, which greatly raises maximum HP. And again, given that dying is the issue here, I think that's probably something important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have another few cracks at this, get back into the swing of it. And if I haven't beaten the boss in an hour, we're going to go do something else. We have to come back here. We have to do this to beat the game, but I don't really. We've already done 2 hours of this, so I don't want it to be too boring. There's other stuff to do. There's another area we can go to, and we can also get rebirthed by Egg Lady. We'll do less damage overall, but less holy. So, right. Let's try and remember how this goes. It's been a week. I can dodge forward for that, can I? I don't like that combo, go away. There's my bubble, you popped my bubble, how dare you? I've got plenty of heals, because I've transferred all of my magic stuff into healing now. Because bubbles are too slow for this fight. Don't worry about being boring. Always worry about being boring. Once upon a time I could do this part of the fight without getting hit. Just gonna keep that safe while I'm practicing. I need to run away from this though. I'm really supposed to jump over that, but
the window's locked. I won't be able to open it.
Then I'm having to jump at the evasion buttons.
Oh shit.
There are still 2 locked commands you have. No, 3 locked commands you haven't heard yet. That's bad. Thank you for getting away. Oh, I hate that one. That's really annoying.
Sealed shut, and that's the way they're gonna stay.
None of that. Don't like that combo. Leave me alone. Stop it. Do something else. Stop it. Yeah, that. Can someone look up and see if the Beast Clergyman music was made by Yuka Kitamura? Because it's starting to feel like it might have been. Never really listened to it before. Should have dodged forward for that. Hadn't gotten some damage out of it. Oh, run away. Bye! Wish there was enough time for bubbles for that. But alas, no bubbles! Not allowed bubbles in this fight. Too slow. Oh, I also looked up advice to see whether or not there was any tips, anything I'm missing in this fight, which seems obvious. They should be obvious, but I'm missing it. And the advice I found was, hey, using a big heavy weapon. Good luck.
GIT good, idiot.
GIT good. Gin in tonic. Hey, oops! Oh, I thought I was gonna get hit then. I can get an attack in at the beginning of that, but I'm too apprehensive. Also still have to decide which style you want to start with for your October drawings. Shake off a bit of rust. I fought that phase enough times to know vaguely what I'm doing. Hi, Oops, how you doing? You having a good day? It's by Shoei Miyazama. Okay. Have they done any
Become my blade once more.
FromSoft music before? It doesn't sound like it. I don't recognize the name, and this music sounds a bit different, which is why I thought it was Yuka Kitamura, because her stuff on this soundtrack is actually quite interesting. Unlike Dark Souls 3 or Sekiro. I can't compliment Yuka Kitamura without also insulting her. Feels bad. She did Ruin Sentinels, which is amazing. Anyway, this is Mal's persona. and he will kill me in one hit. I have not used the rune to give me more health because I'm still practicing, but I don't want to waste them, they are limited. No particularly strong feelings to see Moira in any of these styles over the others. Random number generator. Also, hiding behind pillars, apparently, that's a good idea. Two rolls for that, remember that. Oop. 2, 3, he's gonna spin. Could I dodge backwards for the spin? That feels dangerous. Under the legs. Couple hits in there, nice. I'm not at full health and that feels bad. Under the legs. You mind? That's not what I thought you were doing.
They were also a sound designer for Sekiro, Dark Souls 3, and Bloodborne.
Oh, nice. Under the legs. I have no idea what you're doing there. That's the first time I lined that up properly for a while. Too early, bugger. Why am I healing? Yep, see, that's what usually happens. Get away from this. Under the legs. Spin. Oh, I didn't. Oh, he went in a bit too fast for me. Go too fast for me. It's bad. Get away, but heal. We're fine. Under the legs. Couple of bonks. Got a couple that time. Nice. Under the legs. Oh, not quite, but sure. Under the legs. Bugger. Getting the timing of that better. Under the legs. Oh, bugger. Get away, get away! Under the legs. Too far away for under the legs. Well, we can do it first try. That works as well.
Astonished. Why cover destined death?
Sometimes you just need a break, you know?
To kill what?
I don't know. I don't know why I'm here. The story did not explain. Hey, Ragdoll! If you make enough things, some of those things will suck. True. I honestly think the things I don't like about Yuka Kitamura are basically she had a lot of work to do. So a lot of it was uninteresting. Makes sense. Go nuts on the drawing styles, yeah. Oh, we got, what did... So I've got a couple of Oops characters. Got Hortense and... I have forgotten the name. Bugger. It literally told me. Portia, there it is. What did they get?
The rune of death is unbound.
Oh yeah, plot happening. Yeah. Portia, your child. Oh, yeah, Portugal got one that I hoped I would have got last year, but I didn't.
Lands between
Which
are shrouded by death's dark fate.
which might look really good.
The flames
Might.
will also burn the impenetrable thorns.
Tree is on fire.
Farewell it is then.
I don't know why killing Malekith did that. You could honestly you can cut out Farah Missoula from the game,
Elden Lord
and
yet.
everything would make sense. It will, you believe ye. Hortense has an interesting one, like last time, which is medieval manuscript. I think it has another kind of historical bent, so that'll be fun. I think the one I'm looking forward to the most, the one that made me. There's quite a few I'm looking forward to. I was very happy with almost all of them. So, oh, Kiro, Rain got a good one. Looking forward to that. Hopefully, I'll be happy with this one. Third time's the charm and all that. Hope you had lots of fun. That's the plan. Fingers crossed. Anyway, so the capital city is now just under a pile of ash. Because the tree's burning and it's a big tree. So. Whoops. It's now the Ashen capital. Right, well, I wasn't expecting to beat that boss in one go without using any of the things I went off and got between streams, but sure. Great with the previous ones too. I just remember I can't remember off the top of my head what it was now, what style she got, but I remember thinking, yes. Ooh, very close to another level. I did spend most of my souls between streams. Yeah. Not sure I've got enough to top that off. Oh, I might do. How many of the styles are really good epic and how many are really good meme? There's a difference. I didn't get a lot of the really complicated ones, interestingly. I say that now. I did a little spreadsheet to keep track of everything. And I set up a column which said how many characters are in each picture, and a column which is like estimated difficulty of the style. And then I had another column which multiplied those two things together to see like which one would theoretically take the longest. And you'd be pleased to know that it was Fatal Flaw. So, but I looked at it and I thought, really? That's the one that's going to take the longest? You sure about that? Hopefully it'll look really good. But I can't think of one that doesn't, well, there's one that I'm really trying to work out, like, how do I make that look good? How do I make that fit? It can, I know it can, but I don't know how. But yeah, hopefully there's a lot of good meme ones. Priad and Fritz got a good one. It's not the one I would have chosen, but when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah. Behold, the Erd tree yet stands, pretty, kind of, tall and unwavering, mindless of the scorch of the flame of ruin. It's raining ash. Then we are yet golden ones. Okay, ghost. Wait, if he's a ghost. This happened before? Probably, it's FromSoft. Yeah, so you can go down there and go back into the sewers if you want, and you can go up there and see what's going on with the tree. We, for now, will do neither, and we will instead go elsewhere. Let's go to the Grand Lift of Roll. Do you remember the Grand Lift of Roll? Tree mutilation, your favourite. Yeah, we're screwing the trees over. Where's that picture? There. I can never find it when I want it. There it is. There it is. Good times. Anyway, do you remember when we got given the medallion of Rold by Melina, who is now dead, not having burnt herself to burn the tree? She gave us, in order to operate this lift, she gave us the Rold medallion, which, brandishing it, activates the lift of Rold, connecting Lanedale to the mountaintops of the Giants. However, we also went and got a couple of medallion halves of the Halig Tree secret medallion, which, when brandished at the Grand Lift of Rold, grants access to a hidden path. Ooh, exciting. Can't believe you gave photographic evidence of your absolute garbage pile of a desk. Don't worry, I could do the same. We could hoist the medallion or hoist the secret medallion. Choices. It's the same cutscene, so I won't show it. Also, with the number of times I've seen that picture, I've never once looked at the desk, so don't worry about it. Well, it's not quite the vista that we had before, but if it helps, you never look at the desk when you see the picture. Yeah, exactly. I mean, now you've mentioned it, I'm going to. So yeah, we're still in the mountain, but we're now in a secret. Let us explore the secret. Also, is my microphone louder than usual? Looks like it's peaking more, I don't know why. Let me know if there's anything weird going on with the mic, I can turn it down. Hidden path to the Halig Tree. We've heard about the Halig Tree, Miquella's Halig Tree. Miquella, brother of Millennia. Put the picture in the corner when playing any game with a big tree. It'll be like the magic lamp in the Final Fantasy VIII draw-through, just constantly in the corner. Oh, the beast like. Ow! None of that, please. Oh, you've got the health drain thing as well. Great. I've just killed the guy who had that. Thank you very much. Anyone hiding in corners? They usually are. Nope, ceiling. Oh, yep, ceiling. What mistake? Squid! Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. No, I broke the no descent. Mikalash? Oh yeah, Nicolas Cage, yeah. He's in Bloodborne. Oh wow, these guys just straight up use Malekith's techniques, I suppose. Never thought about it. Yeah, not Mikalash, it's Malekith. I'm gonna give it bloody another squid. I'm gonna give more warning. I'm gonna give a warning rather. There is more to explore here, but frankly, I don't remember what it is. There's a bunch of invisible paths and whatever. Anyway, now, consecrated snowfield. Ah, everyone loved this place in Dark Souls 2. Why don't we do it again? Hello?
Show me the path, O gentle lights. The promised path to the Halig Tree.
Do I detect a hint of sarcasm, perchance?
Well, in Dark Souls 2, this place had a nickname, and that nickname involved profanity. Oh, hang on, I can... Been a while. Hey, Torrent, how you doing? To be fair, this place is slightly better than... Oh, another grace. It's been 10 seconds, we need another grace. Reach out and touch grace. Yes, I may, at any point during this stream, start humming Welcome to the Internet by Bo Burnham, because I've only just heard it. Yeah, I know, I'm very behind the trend. Hi, Snails. But I have listened to it in the past 2 days about 87 times, so... Oh, hi. How you doing? Gonna run this way. Ow! Stop it! What did I do? Nothing. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. What the thing? Mine now. Either that or 1985. Also by Bo Burnham. Eventually the fog does clear, I promise. Not before whatever that is happens. Is that bad? No, no, it's fine. We're down here now. Oh god, not these guys. Remember these from bloody underground space room? Just balls of lightning. Don't. Ooh, hello. Bonk! Bonk. Successful bonking. Oh, hello. Fog's clearing. Singing!
Need a key.
Maybe jump. Bye! I stole your jewels! Nope, none of that. Thank you, bye. Where on earth am I? Probably should have picked up a map. Wherever that was. Yellow annex. Oh, yellow, actually. That is a thing. Here? Maybe? I think at least there's a grace in it. Well, it's a mine. We know where it goes. We can roll down here. This one's a snowy mine, though. Slightly different. But they're all the same geometry. Anyway, it's a crisp. It's not how you spell yellow, silly George R.R. Martin. You should have asked Coldplay. They know. Anyway, we are now at a bifurcation point, in the sense of we could either further explore the snowfield, or well, yeah, we should further explore the snowfield, precisely because Miss isn't here. Well, that's why it's yellow. Oh, hi. Excuse me. Sorry. Rather rude of me to intrude. I apologize. There we go. Where is it I'm thinking of? There's something around here somewhere, right? Possibly. Thank you. Bye. I thought they were corpses. They were not. Ooh. Oh, there's something along the edge here somewhere. But that's all right. There's no rush to find it. Ooh. Dune hither? Dune thar? Dune yon. This doesn't feel safe. It was safe. Oh, it was not safe. Someone's grumpy with me. Well. Fortunately for them, a sanguine noble, you say? Sounds about right. Nope. Where are they? Sanguine noble, show thyself, and thy reddened form. Ooh, blood. Hi there. I'm down here now. Bubbles. Oh, the Albinorix come to say hello. Don't mind me, don't mind me. Get out of the way, friend. Oh, you got in the way. Yeah, do that. Oh, that's tricky. Well, now you're dead. I have your clothes, but more importantly, this portal opened. Exciting times. What are the clothes all about? Ow! Sludge! Stop it. Clean the sludge. Sanguine. A robe of dyed black cloth featuring gold embroidery, worn by the nobles who serve the Lord of Blood. The grand metallic pattern on the shoulder is a signifier of the noble rank they intend to claim upon the advent of the new dynasty they are working to install. Oh no, installation's a bugger, isn't it? We haven't got the right drivers. Right. Let's see where the portal goes. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be a lovely place. Ah! I'm sure the portent of blood means nothing ill. Oh, this is very dark. That's better. Do. Everybody loves caves. Caves are good. Caves are nice. Oh, hi. Bogwin. Well, this looks pretty. It's underground space room again. But now, from the other side. Did you dare mention installation issues? I got excited. There was an update on the Steam page for Remnant. But it was just them saying, thanks for buying the game, here's the new trailer. What? Why do people who have bought the game want a trailer? Formic rock. Don't play there's ants down here. I don't think. Well, there might be. Anyway, Grace. I'm just gonna grab this and then go back. Because, yeah. Miss isn't here. And I feel like Miss should be here. We have plenty to do elsewhere. Sad times. No. Right. Let's go back. Again, precisely why we got teleported from, like, there to here, I don't know. Oh, it's underneath Caleb. That doesn't make any sense. Or what? It makes fine sense. It's just also indifferent towards the concept of sense. Right, I think the high of beating Malekith has worn off. Let's do something. Let's follow this path. I've lost the path. There it is. Cookbook. Path. There are some wolves on the path. Nice. Good. Grand. You've lost the path again. Just keep heading north. Yep, path's gone. North. Giant monsters. Ghosts. Everybody watch BBC's Ghosts. It's a good time. I want to go, and I want to go here. Because that's where I will find a map. Maybe not. Ooh.
Go north, from the northern north. To the northeast, northern north.
To the north is the north. Ten Noorder van het Noorden. What if you could? I will buy you a British passport. This will probably do nothing. As you have yesterday's RPG. Oh yeah. He's north of you. Well, the whole building turned, so is he still north? Yes. North. Let's go north. Which way do you want to go? North, please. You come out into a room, you're facing west. Which way do you want to go? North. I have a map of the consecrated snowfield. This town looks nice, let's go towards that. Also, you look familiar. Actually, we should probably do that, right? Yeah, let's do that. That's over here. Well, let's grab this first. Bonfire? Not bonfire. Grace. Okay, the energy hasn't quite worn off from that fight. I was shaking towards the end. Ordina, the liturgical town. Or a liturgical town. There, Grace. Could that make us always north? Yeah. Right, okay, so one other thing that I need to remind people of, because why on earth would you have remembered? One of the person who gave us the first half of the thing that allowed us to get here, the secret medallion, turned into an ash. Where are they? Latenna, the Albinoric. A rare case of one who chose to become a spirit voluntarily. Latenna was renowned as a deft magic archer, but having lost her beloved wolf companion Lobo, she cannot move from the place where she was summoned. We found her by a dead wolf called Lobo. However, as we've run through here, we have found a few people who look an awful lot like her. Bellboy! So let's see if we can't do something nice. Like trying to do something nice in this world. I've also run past a whole bunch of side dungeons and bosses. We can fight another Astel if we want. I think it's over by Bellboy. I should probably leave some stuff to explore for, Oh, hello. You're a bit more aggressive than usual. Ow, ow, ow. Don't hit Torrent. Very rude. Okay, maybe I'm gonna have to calm you down. Sir? Grumpy sir? Big grump? How do I calm you down? That's a good question. Oh no, there is some. I have to clean your shoes. Alright. Very loud, these guys. It was very difficult to see the dirty shoes when the dirt is white and we're in snow. Oh, I'm in the bell. I'm in the bell. This is going to cause some hearing loss. Pretty sure someone got la 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 la. Or was that just a weird sonic illusion from the bell? Oh, I think we're done. Cleaned his shoes, he can rest now. You opened Duolingo and had a little notif in the chest icon, and I was like, oh, new friend quest. It said it was Lucy is celebrating International Cats Day. Good for Lucy. Yeah, it's the monthly challenge thing. I saw she was covered in cats. We could get some things here. Have we actually used one of these? We went in before. That texture hasn't loaded. It'll load soon. That reminds me, we should go back to Stormvale. We'll do that in a sec. But what these actually do, or I don't think we've used it too much, is you can just duplicate the remembrances of bosses. So for example, we just defeated Malekith, so let's duplicate the Remembrance of the Black Blade. We now have 2. Which is good, because you can get 2 items from each Remembrance. So you can use this to get all of the items, I think, maybe, possibly. Or you can use them for runes. We haven't read this. We killed the boss and then just left. Malekith was the shadow-bound beast given to his Empyrean. Marika's sole need of her shadow was a vessel to lock away destined death. Even then, she betrayed him. Okay. Today's August the 1st, even though it feels like it shouldn't be. Only time. Grumble. Hey, I got to randomize October stuff, so I've been looking forward to doing that. Now I have to finish the Googology video before I have a chance to start working on it. Apostate derelict. Hello, you. You're quite big. And you look like the person in my pocket. Which oddly doesn't narrow it down. Summon Latenna. Ding dong. Hey there.
O young yet towering sister of ours, let the birthing droplet in and create life. For us. For all the Albinorics. Thank you. I finally fulfilled my purpose.
You're welcome. Somber ancient dragon smithing stone.
Our young yet towering sister will give us hope. Now that nothing is left unfinished, I will join you in battle to the bitter end. And when the fighting is done, then you may lay me to rest. Beside Lobo, my dear wolf.
Sure. Who's this? Somebody put down a model and then went, what if scale multiplier 2? Somebody Gmodded this character and Silver Mirror Shield. Shield of radiant silver, festooned with amber and carried by Loretta, Knight of the Halig Tree. The shape is said to imitate that of the sacred drop of dew, which inspired the absurd rumor that Loretta herself was an Albinoric. Absurd. Loretta, an Albinoric. Oh, don't make me laugh. Anyway, this is the big open area with not a lot in it. There is a tree. If we go in there, we fight the worm, a wyrm, which Chibi helpfully informs us is not a wyrm. And it also has 7 billion health, so we just won't bother. Instead, we will go to Ordina, the liturgical town. Not a wyrm! That is geen wyrm. Okay, well, this town doesn't seem to want to let us in. Bit of an issue. Luckily, I have a horse. Haha! Who can double jump. Ow. Right, so generally this is considered a little bit annoying. But kind of cool, because we want to... This looks cool. Also, this is also cool. Let's see what this is. Butterflies. And also black knife armor. Ooh. They're from the Black Knife Assassins. They're dangerous. I hear you don't want to get on the wrong side of them. They killed a god. If it's got arms, it's not a wyrm. Well, the magma wyrm very clearly has arms, so... Anyway, we wanted to get up. Yeah, but I'm now stuck down here. Because I'm a fool! That looks neat. But I want to go up here, because this looks fun. Oh, would you look at that? It's sealed. Looks like we're going to have to solve a puzzle. Held shut by a seal. Arf. No, Soren, what are you doing? I know you're excited about seals, but that's not the right way to go. Or if it doesn't have wings, that might be a third separate thing. That might just be a dinosaur. That's a lizard. Or a reptile, I suppose. So what's this? Examine. Light the 4 figures in the Everjail. Sure. Usually when we go in these things, we just fight bosses, but sure, I'll do a puzzle. It's green. Okay then. Simple. Light the 4 figures. Where are they? Is there one here? Yeah. There they are. Stop stabbing me in the pelvis. And being invisible. Well, I've had quite enough of this. Goodbye. I bid you several dues. Oh. Stop it with the pelvis stabbing. Most unpleasant. Ringo does not approve. This pelvis stabbing is not Ringo approved. Climb, thank you. So you can get a torch, which allows you to see invisible assassins. I'm not sure I have it. Right, here's one. Praise thee, I did it. Sure. That sound effect. Like someone right up against the microphone. There's a ladder there. There's an archer there. Ow, 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 that's a lot of health, please don't. Ow. Oh, that's basically all my health. You don't stop, do you? That's a pretty little chimney. Hide behind chimneys. Chimneys. Must have been the wind. Aha! Oh, well, this doesn't bode well for me. Well, I'm down here again. Wait, so's the assassin. Run! No, bugger! Listen, you got the score 90% or higher in lessons again. Yeah, I think Kiro and I had that last time. I just know lesson 1, unit 4. It only has 9 questions in it and it's really easy, so you can just blitz through it. Had it last week. Oh no. Come on, Duolingo. You know, you can do random better than that, surely. Should specify at this point, I actually don't know where I'm going. Probably a bad thing. Follow the archers, I imagine. Huh? So there is one up there, so that's probably where I should go. Ooh, ah, there's one there. Oh. You really revisit Duolingo, or fortunately you hate to learn? That's fair. Duolingo's like... I hear people espousing it as like, oh, it's just it's a really cool thing, you know, just like 5 minutes a day, whatever. If you're not going to use that 5 minutes for anything else, might as well. And I hear other people going, it's useless, never use it, don't bother. So, you know, whatever's your poison. It's only 15 lessons instead of 25. That's improvement. Yeah, we had to do 60. There were 4 of these, right? That one down there? Maybe. There's one definitely up there, so we should probably focus on that. And you're gonna shoot me all the way, aren't you? It's bloody Anor Londo again. Everyone loves this place. Oh, there's 2 of you. Oh, great, it is Anor Londo. Oops. Ow. Why did those hit me? Nope. None of that. Thank you very much. Goodbye. One thing you'll say about Duolingo or other language learning tools is that it's free. It is free. It's a game that purports to help you learning a language. Yeah. And all you have to do is listen to somebody say, get more with Super Duolingo 12 times a day. I always try and mute it just to make her go, get more with soup. It's harder than you think. I've also gotten to the point now that whenever there's an advert, I just get up and do some exercises. So I can now also use it as an exercise app.
Get more.
Get more. Introducing the new Duolingo family plan. Yeah. Of course, you can pay to have those ads go away. Or you can be like me and use it as an exercise tool. Because I need to exercise more. And by more, I mean full stop.
Get more soup.
Get more soup. Should I hook up my iPad to my computer and record that and make that? Get more with soup. Put that in the locked command. I did mention on the previous stream, Twitch now has support for audio alerts via channel points. So we could theoretically have Get More with Soup as a channel point of reward. Right, we're going to travel to another location. Ooh, exciting! Where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? Get More with Soup. Yes, you didn't really like it because your problem with French isn't necessarily vocabulary related, and more I can't process French when it's spoken to you, so you can't formulate an appropriate response. That's fair. I'm still on fire. We found another tree! My brethren! My duty brethren! Hello! Now, this site looks better during the day, so let's wait till day. That's a feature I haven't used yet. Bubbles! They give me bubbles for greeting. They know me. Oop, they accidentally hit me with one. Yeah, which can only be helped with prolonged exposure to the French. Pastime. Come on. Like a nuclear disease, radiation exposure, exactly. Or like curophobia. Well, the tree's not looking extraordinarily healthy, but pretty cool. We just came from over there. Up there? No, that's where the giant thing is, right? Yeah, this was here the whole time. It just wasn't on our map. Because magic, presumably. Yeah, we came from here. No, here. Vocab is subpar also, but you honestly have a lot of problem processing simple entry-level phrases that are spoken to you, yeah.
Magique.
Magique, c'est magique. Which is a phrase embedded into my brain from a children's TV program I used to watch. Called Tots TV, I believe. Wait, was that Tots TV or was that the different one? Hi! What's this? Snap! Same instrument.
There can be only one flutist.
Trumpeter, thank you. Oh, hang on, there are ants here. Only briefly, but there are ants here. Warning for ants. I will run past them because there's nothing here I need. Actually, I can get their hat. However, I would rather get somewhere safe first and then get their hat. Because they're all gonna blow bubbles at me now. Run! We do have holy damage negation though, so that's good. Ants! Excuse me, ants. I'll let you know when we're free of ants. You're gonna blow bubbles at me, aren't you? I can see you up there. Not even gonna bother picking those up, because bubbles! Plants don't like me either. I'm rotted! Hooray! Scarlet rot. Are they wearing a bikini top? Who wearing a bikini top? Anyway, welcome to Lord of the Rings. Welcome to Tree Elf land. Trivendell. I'm gonna go back up and see if I can get that hat. Oh, hang on, I don't want that hat. I've got a jar. Yeah, that's great. There aren't gonna be many bosses we could use bubbles against. For the foreseeable future, they're all a bit too quick. So instead... Excuse me, what? I think we're done with ants, by the way. Might be wrong. Sure. Do you mind? I do like the architecture of this place, but it is Lord of the Rings elves place. I don't know. Is it Rivendell? Rock Grease? Is that all that's up here? No. Oh, another one of you. Great. Love it. Do you want to do the visceral? No? Ah. Hold it. Beldrake Talisman +2! Lovely. Up, see doodle. We're here now. That's fine, I wanted to be here. Stop it. A lot of rotty people around here. I think this might have something to do with rot, you know? Like the goddess of rot. What's her name? Anyone remember the name of the goddess of rot? Well, I died. You don't know? Maybe?
Melvin.
Yes, Melvin. We will hereafter refer to... Oh, Miquella's Halictree does explicitly say Miquella. Not the goddess of rot. By virtue of not being a goddess nor of rot. God of sleep, really. Mikolash, we killed Mikolash. Didn't even have a cage, terrible. That's bad. It's fine. Oh, that's bad. Mel from Solasta. Sure. The one who won't be named? Maybe. I see you. Whoop. I'd rather you didn't. I'm stuck against the wall, please. Can I? Oh, best camera angles. Yes. Mine now. I think I'm just gonna not. Cheers. Oh, Grace. Dreadlord Melvin. The necromancer from the game Pippin and Stump from. Yee. Oh, what style did Pippin and Stump get? I remember thinking, ooh. We'll leave the ants to it. We don't really need to pick anything up in the game anymore. Oh, I do remember this bit though. The snails. Snails cause in an embuggerance. Well, snails have a certain set of skills, including the ability to summon things. I'd rather deal with that sooner rather than later. Including, if I recall, you hiding away down here. Snails are Liam Neeson. They have a particular set of shells. Another snail? I'm skipping quite a lot of stuff around here, but it is an enclosed level. This is not one of those open world areas. Some fun level design, but we just want to get where we want to get. Stop it, stop it, stop it, please. Stop it, stop it. No. Oh, they said yes. Oops. Well, let's run faster this time. Oh, there's one there. Bye. Take that, snail-born illusion. Can that be an insult that Cuthbert uses? You snail-born illusion. This is bad. Parkour. Okay. Method number 3. Leg it. Parkour. I did actually look up because my character Cuthbert uses insults and mockery as a form of magic in Hell in the RPG what we're playing. So I thought, and he comes from the Tudor era of British history. Mind? Off the lift! Off the lift! Anyway, so I thought I'd look up a bunch of Tudor insults. Joker. And naturally I got a lot of Shakespearean ones, much like Kiro's mug. However, I subsequently discovered, because I'm not good with dates and stuff like that, that Shakespeare was very, very late Tudor. So a temporal inaccuracy it would be for me to use this. It's a good mug. What's up there? Anything good? Don't care. Right. Let's go into this suspiciously large, flat, open area. Ah, it is lovely. Oh, Loretta. Some say you're albinoric. I think that's ridiculous, personally, but... Oh yeah, your shield does look like that, doesn't it? Right, it's been a while. If you recall, we did actually fight Loretta before as a ghost. She was a ghost, not me. Can you roll? Historical accuracy, your TTRPG set in hell. Yes. Look. We need absolute historical precision for this game in which, during the last session, we went to hell and played a Wordle. Ooh, that hits for quite a lot, doesn't it? Yes, I do not remember this fight at all. I think we worked out that it wasn't really a good time to do bubbles in this. Oh no, there was one time to do bubbles and I forgot what it was. Let's try a minute. Not ideal. Phase 2? Probably. That's a lot more swords than usual. Remember that. Spam. Can't attack after that. That's unnecessary. 4 magic arrows at once. Take 2 bottles into the shell. I also realised I haven't updated my talismans. Okay, delay that dodge, but in general, okay, delay that dodge after the second attack. Maybe we can get another attack. Jupiter's here to get rid of any sense of historical accuracy by being from the future. Being able to make up whatever you want, like Britain no longer has a monarchy. Said Albinora Canal, now you can think of as geez whiz, mister. Anyway, find the Albinoric woman. Yeah, I've not talked to Sir Gideon Ophnir, the all-knowing, mainly because he's a bit of an arse. Oh yeah, speaking of, let's go back to Stormvale. Because things. Concept Casper absolutely cannot cross. He spends all his time in the court. Everything revolves around the Queen. Speaking of... Who's that? In the throne room. It's a few people. It's Nefeli.
It's been some time.
Hello.
I must thank you for your aid. I told Father I would be with him no longer.
Good, he's an
I
arsehole.
remembered the vow I took when I first became a warrior, so many moons ago. This land is much like the one from which I hail. I will call upon the storm to drive away the foulness that has settled on the winds.
She's Queen.
Again, I am Nefeli Lu, warrior. Some call me by the title of Lady, but I remain the same woman underneath, though I have now abandoned my former guidance. I cannot express how much you've helped me.
Thank you.
Should you become Elden Lord,
I will.
I would gladly lighten your burden.
Do what to my what now?
Farewell, fellow warrior. I will remain to summon the storm, but your guidance and your fight surely lie elsewhere.
Yeah, Nefeli lose the queen. Why? Kenneth Height, explain this turn of events.
Nice to see you after so long. Safe and sound, I take it, yes? Good.
Yes.
Quite. I have indeed selected a new ruler. Lady Nefeli is strong and just, worthy of the burden of Limgrave's lineage. Such is the sincere opinion of I, Kenneth Height, no less.
It's always about
For
you.
the time being, I share command of the castle with my lady. But I plan on returning to my fort afterwards, at which time I can fulfill my old promise by raising you to the glory of knighthood. I hope it is just as wonderful as you imagine.
I imagine it to be indifferent.
For the time being, I share. At which time I can raising. I hope it.
Yee! Nefeli is queen. Life is good. This is the consequence of casting off a toxic family and forging a path you know that is right and just. You become queen. Hooray! Our bestie can. Hey, Gostock?
You, is it?
Hi.
Haven't seen your mug in quite some time.
It's a jar.
As you can see, I'm the new lady's attendant.
Good for you.
Freedom was worth squat. Besides, I like it round here. Lady Nefeli still fair of heart and countenance.
Nice. Yeah, I just wanted to show that off. Happy ending. I believe when the game was released, that wasn't actually in it. They had to patch it in. I assume they just forgot or something. I don't know. It's not like they recorded new voice lines. Queen Nefeli, he's just Ken. Yes, 100%. Yes. Alright, anyway, back to Loretta. Why am I going this way? To kill you and leave. Bye! Okay. Someone in the Elden Ring community better have made that joke before. You may well be the first. You may well be the first. And I recommend you should you should stake your claim on the internet with a doodle. You did this. Right, Loretta. Loretta. That is a name that is slightly difficult to say frequently. Ow. I dodged that. I'm gonna get hit by those. Oh, no. Stop it! I'm healing. I should learn this fight rather than just trying to hit her. That's the one I can't attack after. Still trying to roll away. She's got a very, very long stick. No. Oh, I can attack after the swing, but not the slam. Okay. Wow, if you get hit by the first one, you can't dodge the second. Fair enough. But yes, I believe that Malekith blocked 80% of holy damage, which is a third of the damage I do. Every other boss from here on blocks 40, so technically get a bit of a damage boost from this point. It's still 40% below what I'd like, but well, a third of 40%, which is about 13%. But still annoying. I still haven't changed any of my things. For now, block magic damage, because that's probably what you do. What with your blue stuff? Yeah, my reflexes. That's the one I can attack after, and I didn't. That's the one I can't attack after. I can attack after that though, maybe. Bit of lag. He's fine, don't worry about it. It's a little slow, but that's quite forgiving. Okay, nice. Fan of that. I dodged through your horse, I hope you don't mind. That's not that forgiving. Timing! It is that forgiving though. Or maybe I can get one after that as well. Let's try. Yeah, I want to see if I can get one there as well. It's a miss! Hey miss! Things! This guy is a horse! You really should be able to keep Torrent. I know, this should be a horse-on-horse fight, right? I'm not allowed to use Torrent here. Yep. Back away. That's not what I thought you were doing. Oh, I honestly thought I would have got hit there. Way too early, way too early. Terrible. Just the worst. Am I even trying? Okay, I can attack that. Nice. Ooh, and I need to dodge it slightly later after that. I can't dodge that quickly. What are you talking about? Oh, that's the one I like. Bugger. How does this miss? Yeah, I can dodge that quickly if I dodge under you, though. Stop it. Stop doing that. It's annoying. It was annoying when the wolf did it. It's annoying when you do it. Just because you have haunts. Yeah, dodge under. That's how that works. Nice. Phase 2? No, not yet. This is munching beans on toast! Yeah, I had beans on toast yesterday. It's great. Thoroughly recommend. That's 2 misses. Count them. 2. Finally made it to an Elden Ring. Well, that, you came with good timing because we can backtrack. That's the one I can't attack after. I'm an idiot. Can I attack here though? I can. Dodge under that. Ooh, hello. Can I? Oh, I can't do anything with that. Okay, fine. Yeah, after this boss, we can go somewhere cool that you might like. No. Yes. I could probably attack after that as well. don't know this. Oh god, help. Run! What kind of beans? Oh, I used to know this. They're just called baked beans here. Really? Look at them. Anyway, now that's done. Yeah, they come in a tin with like a kind of very thin tomato sauce. Haricot beans, yes, that's the one. All you can think of is the horror. Yeah. But it is a common thing, yeah. Anyway, miss. Would you like to see somewhere we just found? Oh, also we killed Malekith. Just so you know. Actually, you weren't here for Malekith. We killed Malachai's furry persona. But we found this. Underground. We got teleported. Are there hands? Might be, but we can run past those. Finishing the you're watching the VOD but didn't finish it. That's alright. The last 2 hours were me fighting that boss. You see a lot of blood. But I think we should go up there, shall we? I think so too. And we'll do that by skipping everything here. Bye! Not dealing with you guys! Bloody Sonic the Hedgehog's cartwheeling nonsense. A lot of blood. A lot of blood. Don't you Sonic me. Unless it's a sonic screwdriver, I'm not interested. Is word hands is not a fan of the beans, but you do what you do on your island. That's fair. I am fond of the beans. The beans is nice. I don't remember this at all. Goodbye. But yes, we've done far worse things on this island, so you'll forgive us for beans. A map of Mogun Palace. Is there a grace around here? That'd be nice. Mogwin. For the birthplace of the Moog dynasty. As told to us by armor we picked up. You've never been a fan of a lot of beans, except for green beans. Lack of exposure, you guess. Maybe. Or maybe you just don't like beans. That's fine. Right, we climb through the blooded stone. And also fire, I guess. Oh, we set the tree on fire. We did that. We can see that when we go back to the tree that we were on, which is a different tree. Ugh. Excuse me. 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 We're all having fun. You squelch you. We should be past hands or anything like that now. I recall there's something to the left here. Relatively significant. You. None of this. Frankly. I'm appalled. I'm also a John and a Jason and a George and a Ringo. Like the beans. A Ringo beans. You guys get to some really weird places, you know that.
Oh dear. You might... terribly sorry. Are you here as a customer?
Yes, please. What have you got? Rune arcs. I might take those. Oh, I can't afford many. Dwelling arrows. Oh, no. Got enough of those to the skull. Thank you very much. You want to buy that so that I can buy a couple of those. I might need them for a future boss.
I must apologise. I'm afraid I've very little to offer.
You're in a cave. It's fine. Go back to playing your music. Used to not like beans much, except for green beans, but eventually got used to it because your mum and brother really liked chili and you had to adapt. You had to adapt to the trials. What's this? Lord's room. Lovely. There's probably some items in here. I don't care. Goodbye. Can't blame England for baked beans, that's from North America, both the beans themselves and the baked beans, but putting them on toast is very much a UK thing. Oh, absolutely. Beans on toast. Great. You don't know what you're missing. Should probably rest. Right, I have no idea what's going to happen here. Let's work it out. Actually, is this a thing? This might be a thing, hang on. They're all having a good time. I have no wish to distract them from them having a good time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a little... Ooh, something here. Little hop up here. Gonna look in here. What do we got? Oh, nice. Anyway, bye. None of this cartwheeling nonsense, thank you. Put a pic in Discord, but also cheesy beans on toast, good treat. Yeah, put cheese on top, obviously. Well, not obviously, but it's good. Yeah, look at that. Them are some chims and beams on toast sims. Still not sure how you eat that without a fork and spoon. I mean, eat it with a fork. I usually try and eat it with a fork, but it's quite difficult to cut with the side of a fork. But I do try. I should probably use a knife, but I just prefer using a fork. Is that a Steak America? Why is there a Steak America here? That feels weird. Anyway, this looks nice. Need a hand? Yeah. Flop. Blood. Flop blood. Much flop blood. It's a clever trick.
Dear
Mikola. You must abide alone a while. Welcome, honored guest, to the birthplace of our dynasty.
Hey, miss, it's Izzy.
New phone. Who dis?
Who this? Why not have the beans and cheese in a bowl and bread to the side, spoon in it? I mean, why make a sandwich when you could just have some bread and other stuff on a plate? You pull that up, don't you? Yeah. Right, well, I've forgotten everything that we learned from our first encounter with this guy. Tres. Oh, I remember that delay. I mean, I don't remember it, but I don't know how to deal with it. Nope, that's bad. Optimistic. There's more where that came from, miss. I do have to survive it though. At least we're getting attacked. Duo. Oh, nice. Best to bed, that girl. Bonus. Here we go. Nihil. Oh, game didn't like that. Getting blood loss from the floor. I've remembered why I don't like the second half of this fight. He just sprays everything everywhere.
Is mine and mine alone.
Take up Marika, please. Because the stuff in the sandwich doesn't require you to eat it with a fork and a spoon on account of being liquidy. I mean, you're not going to be able to eat all of the beans without recourse to some sort of cutlery. If you try and do it with just the toast as a piece of cutlery, then it's going to get very messy. Yeah, Mikola's your wife / husband / partner / stepbrother. Oh, I keep forgetting to change my bloody everything. Race. Oh, I can get an attack in there. I forgot about that. Nope. Well. Don't dodge that way. Oh. Is that what coins are made out of? Metal. Hello! Ah. Welcome to Izzy Hands, pal. He's grumpy. Come on, you know you want a knee heal. No idea if it's possible to avoid that damage, but there we are. Izzy looks a little different. Oh, I hate this phase. Oh, there's stuff everywhere, you know. Let me do anything, please. They're gonna explode, of course. That was just bad dodging. Really? You do that. I keep doing this stuff. I know this stuff. Yeah! Bubbles! Ow. Ow, bad time. Everything's on fire and blood. Why did it unlock me?
Is mine and mine alone.
Oh, hungry, huh? Get snack, get foods, get beans on toast. Beans on toast. Tis cooking, what you cooking? Actually, the Moog's voice in this is actually really interesting because it's got like two tones. It's sort of like slightly weak, like abide a while, and also and the way it sort of blends between the two is really interesting. I forgot to do talismans again. I just want to get into the fight, you know. Chicken! Okay, there's a follow-up there, don't do two hits, good.
Thrice.
Bonk. I will bonk you during a Trez. I see no reason why not. Haha, bubbles! That's decent damage. Can't heal that. Well, that's actually a non-terrible idea. Honestly, we get enough hits in to be able to start thinking about staggering. You guys can hit me. Yeah. Yeah, sure, you go there. Oh, there's a backstep. Nice. I'll take it. You do that. I will bubble. Heal. It's gonna kill me. It's basically 3 heals. 3 heal.
Need heal.
How does that reach me? We come over here where it isn't on Bloodfire. Well, he did. Can't complain. No time to heal. No heal. Well, I do get time if he's just terrible. Oh, I am out of heals. No heal. Still learning, it's fine. Oh, that's bigger than before, okay. That defies gravity, no problem. Yeah, cool.
Is mine and mine alone.
Yeah, can't complain. Chicken and veg is good. He's got pretty wings. Honestly, this fight is not as bad as I thought it was, as I remember. Maybe, you know, Duty Trumpet is good. Right, let's actually put on something useful. Fire? I imagine he does fire damage. Maybe. Get some more. This is useless in this fight. This gives me a lot of extra damage if I'm at full health. Everything's on fire and blood. I am constantly losing health. So that is purposeless. So I might as well stick on the fire thing for that. Boosting max health isn't really helping here. Boost a bit of damage here and there. Not a huge amount, really. Do I have any defense against... Need a key. Defense against blood. Do we have defense against blood?
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything that stops bleeding. Oh, the jump. If I get more jump attacks in, that might be quite good. Yeah, let's try that. I love that face.
Chris, unmod miss immediately.
Unmoddable offense. The sword will be taken away. Lived long enough to become the villain. How have we heard that before we heard any of these new Elden Ring ones? Should you ask? We'll watch the Grim Fandango playthrough. The best I can do. Oh, I should have swapped flasks, but that would have required a
It's
me
closed.
Go back to... Oh, is that nothing? Tempting fate, I see. We can get a strong attack in after that.
Stop.
Thrice.
Ooh, balls! Unas Hanas. Incredible. I think I worked out I didn't quite have enough. Oh, nice. I got enough time if that happens. Yeah, there was a puzzle you had to solve while that character was just walking around singing that song. Constantly, and you had to wait like 2 minutes while they sung that song every time you failed working out the puzzle. And it was an experience. There's the charge, yeah, I know. Oh, cleared a bit more arena, thank you. Oh yeah, you slash hold that, didn't you? Here we go. He sounds a little bit like Robin from Ghosts. Just realised. Why am I attacking after a jump?
Is mine
Immediate
and
death.
mine alone.
You hit it with your whole body, but you're now banned.
Damn. Looks like I'm stuck. Might as well check this place out.
Looks like I'm stuck. Dead. Rip. It's fine.
I can't open it. Damn. Looks like I'm stuck.
What?
I might as well check this place out.
Oh. RNG. Same one twice. Fun. Right, I wasn't doing very well on that one because I wasn't paying attention. I should be doing strong attacks, I think. Oh, and jump attacks. I got the thing that makes jump attacks. Yeah, it's always dangerous trying to do that.
Thrice.
Oh, yep. That's not a good. That's a good bubble time, maybe. Probably not. Get a bonk in there. Ooh, calculated risk. Well, scary faces. We don't have a sound effect for the planting, do we? I've just realised that. Come on, it's time to knee heal. Come on, old man, time for your knee healing. Oh, we're still on Unis, okay. Oh, he goes a slash out, huh? Nice. That was always faster than I think. There's an explosion that I forgot. There's going to be a charge. Ooh, just about missed. Oh, I hate these. Stop splashing everywhere, please. I hate it. I don't like the splash. Mommy's splashing again. Quick attack on there. Stop doing everything. Did dodge it there somewhere. Didn't dodge that. Whoa, ooh, that's interesting. Thought it was different. Well, at first I thought it was just bad. I thought it was that. Oh, I just didn't attack that time. Okay, fine. Oh, that's different. It's one of those bosses that gives you one attack every 5 minutes. Don't dodge immediately after that attack. I tried to dodge, and I failed resolutely.
Is mine and
Utter failure. Utter failure. Switch it up with the third Neo pronunciation. Ooh. Okay, clip, or clip. I'm gonna go back to the Grace because I'm not getting much bubbling in. We're getting good use out of clips today, aren't we? What am I doing? Flasks. Allocate flask charges. Not doing no magic. Bubbles too slow. It's wondrous physic. This is not. That's not useful. Can't even use that bubble. Sure. It's like boost to a little health over time. Why not? I need to bring this back down, don't I? It's very quietly. Shh. Don't tell them I'm here. Luckily, this is very quiet. I don't know why it is. It's less quiet when you're on it. Oh, we don't have to be quiet anymore. And this is why you send your lifts back down when you're done with them. Rock grinding against rock is famously quiet, exactly. Cool. Next. Oh, great. Let's see if I can get better at phase 1. This is a fine fight because phase 2 actually develops from phase 1 rather than Malekith, who's just 2 fights sellotaped together. No slam? Okay. Charge? No. Sploosh. Swingy.
Thrice.
Oh, yeah, he does that. I always forget. Bubbles. Swoosh. Honestly, we got good phase 1 damage. I'm getting pretty good at that. Mostly bubbles, probably. He also does good phase 1 damage. There's a slightly larger issue. Oh, yeah, slash afterwards. Always forget. Way too late. Way too late.
Is mine and mine alone.
Ah, that was just terrible. I did very bad there. I apologize. Should specify, Izzy is an optional boss. But it felt right. Miss was here. We had to do it. He's an optional boss. If suspicions are correct, I bet we're probably going to have to do this boss to do the DLC, so when that comes out. Because the DLC seems to be about Mikola, and Mikola's in an egg over there, so...
Thrice.
Yeah, it's always faster than I think. Even when I remember it's there. Itchy nose, itchy nose. How do you avoid that just by not being there, I think. Egg. Less of an egg and more of a cocoon, probably. Oh, bad time for itchy noses. If anyone's invested in itchy nose. Swoosh. Haha. Bonk. I have no stamina. Do your thing, do your thing. No? Okay. Choose to do damage to me instead, like a sensible person. Oh, I can get 2 attacks in there.
Onus.
Onus. Anus. Here we go. Oh, wow.
is mine and mine alone.
I thought I had enough health to survive that. Turns out I was wrong. Trying to be calculated, and I'm bad. What you're hearing is more Izzy. Well, we have already beaten Izzy before. Although it wasn't Izzy. It was a projection of Izzy without the voice of Izzy, and thus not Izzy. This is the first time we were hearing his voice. So I thought it was fine to do that without you. But... Why did I dodge into that? Press it.
Is mine and mine alone.
I thought I'd get that one out of the way. Get it out of my system, you know. Bit of a detox. That's not my Izzy. Okay, this time we focus. And we do well. with that, Gajif has moral support. The last one does more damage, that's why I killed him.
Is mine and mine alone.
Standing in fire! I had a pixel of health. I could have done that. It was going really well. I did a jibby, I did that one. Stood in fire, is that a jibby thing? Sorry, I infringed on your copyright, Jib. That was a very silly idea.
Thrice.
No. Ooh, lucky. Not making this your thing. It's not your thing. Sounds like it's your thing. Do over. Incredibly dangerous and not particularly useful thing to do. But hey. That was just me not paying attention. No stamina. Okay, I have to dodge to the side for that now. Cool. Okay, don't attack, sure. No, don't attack after that, you fool! Oh, this is a very silly idea. Why am I doing that? Because the geometry was on my side, and then I jumped into some fire. Oops. Oh, come on. That's not how gravity works. Oh, there's a follow-up for that. Oh, that'll do it.
As clear as day. The coming of our dynasty. Morgwyn.
Bowl's great rune. Remembrance of Izzy Sands. You're telling the winged blood magician how gravity works. You have food! Yay. Don't think we can choose our thing. You stream games that had combat, you'd be worried all the time about the stupid ways you find to die. That's the most entertaining part of streaming. If you don't want to be set on fire, just say no thanks. No thanks, Izzy. I'm sorry, Izzy. You had a cool voice, and maybe you'll be back. So yeah, we got Remembrance of Izzy Sands. Wishing to raise Miquella to full godhood, Moog wished to become his consort, taking the role of monarch, but no matter how much of his bloody bedchamber he tried to share, he received no response from the young Empyrean. So basically, he really wanted to make Miquella a god, but Miquella was like, honk snoo. Him sleep in big cocoon. Probably touch this to enter DLC. What a mood. We also got a rune. I can't remember. Oh, I haven't opened the map since. Wait, no, I have. I teleported. No, I didn't. Yeah, whatever. Where do we use this rune? You could do great things. Consider Honk Shu. Oh, dexterity. Right. Yeah, where do we do the thing? Because I have this here. Moog's Great Rune devoid of benediction, which means that I need to go to a tower somewhere to get it back. Which one is it though? Is it that one? We done that one? The Divine Isolated Tower? The Divine Tower East. I think it's that one. Okay, so if we go to... Oh yeah, this is slightly different now. Yeah. Yeah, if we go back to Lanedale, just so you know what we've done since the last stream. Thank you for showing you Izzy. Yee. It's a good boss. It's a nice boss. I'm not a huge fan of blood fire everywhere, but it's good. Consider bubble growing larger and smaller from my nose. Snork me. Yeah, so last time we were here, this was the capital city. It's now covered in ash. Why is it covered in ash? Cause tree on fire. And ash is going down. So I need to presumably... Oh, I can't ride torrent in here, obviously. Big open area. Why would I be able to ride torrent? Silly idea. I now need to unlock things again. So, see if I can't find ways of doing that. What's over here? Did I get spear from dragon? Spear from dragon?
Tree should have said no thanks.
No thanks. Exactly. Oh, that's just a shiny thing. Okay. I got distracted by a shiny thing. Not this way. Does that mean... No, it is this way. It's just covered in ash, so we're much higher than usual. Spear or something you can get from the back of the giant dragon, but it's lost once the world's covered in ash. Oh. No, I did not. But then again, I'm using trumpet, so it doesn't really matter. You can get on top of the spindly spear. That thing. And there's something you can get there. I can't remember what it is. I think we got that. Where do we want to go? We want to go into... Oh, that's gone now. Well, maybe we... Surely, I mean, Moog's an endgame boss. Surely. Nonsense. That's nonsense. That's not there anymore. Maybe? Yeah, fine. Oh, hi. Izzy Gargoyle. How you doing? You right? I'd rather not. Can I get up in here? Don't look like it, does that? Okay,
No, thank you.
What? No, thank you. Yet another hazelism we have discovered. Ow, how does that... How? Can I just not go here anymore? How did we get teleported here before?
Millimeter.
I mean, not wrong.
Mom.
Mom, okay. Oh dear.
M.
That's just M, apparently. Don't know how many curves you put in an M, Hazel. Oh no, that was the Kira. Okay. So the one M is M, 3 M's is
DL.
DL. Don't do deciliters.
Pound.
Well, pound. There's a bit of imperial.
ML.
Not milliliters. Millimeters, not milliliters. How strange. Get off. Stop it.
Feet.
Feet? Not even foot, feet.
Centimeter.
Hmm. I'm glad you're doing this, because what I'm doing in the game is very boring. Okay, I can get back up there. That's good. Ooh.
Ounce.
Yeah. No, that's singular. What?
C.
C. Conducting research, I approve.
ML.
No, still ML. I don't think the case matters. Well, maybe I'm wrong. It was worth a shot. I approve of the empiricism. Been there. Done that. No. Oh, is this Millennia's one? This might be Millennia's one. Then where's Moog?
It won't budge.
Thank you. We've done that one.
Teaspoon.
I think very specific.
MB.
MB, no. This one, is that one? No. It's just a rock. How do we activate Moogs? Is there a towel we're missing?
Tablespoon.
Got teaspoon, makes sense we'll have tablespoon.
Kilogram.
Kilogram, yeah. Does she know cup? Also, just a personal aside, look how much of this map is nothing.
L.
L.
MG.
MG, not milligrams.
PT.
PT? What's PT? Or pint, I guess. It pronounces cup wrong, you're gonna go on a warpath. Look, it's Hazel, it's entirely possible. Okay, I'm gonna look up how to activate Moogs Rune outside of the stream because I've forgotten. So we're gonna carry on with the Halig tree.
Cup.
Cup's fine. Okay, we're good. Just C, so now should do it. C's Celsius. Kind of overlapping measurements. I know they're different, obviously. One's volume, one's temperature, but...
F.
Still in a dream, snake eater.
C.
How are you supposed to traverse this place?
Degree C.
Not even there. Well, degrees C, and what people often say that instead of Celsius.
What a thrill.
What a thrill. That's a measurement of ladder length. Flutterby's. Oh, we've got so many of these bloody things.
Ute.
Forgot about that. Down we go.
Kai Kai.
Kai Kai. I'm trying to get up a hairball, which is appropriate.
I'm still in a dream or I'm snaky tail.
Still in a dream. I'm snake. Elfael, brace of the healing tree. It needs a brace, I guess. This place looks cool. I like this. It's pretty. That she sings it when she's sliding down the ladder, banging her head against it. That's unpleasant. Hi, do you mind? Nope. Actually, you can kill me, I don't mind. Literally just activated the grace. Oh, you have shiny eyes. Thought I was Ernstern? Well, gold armor, red hair. Spear. Feels appropriate. Hi, how are you doing? You're actually, I should probably rest before I die of rot. Good.
Again we meet.
We meet
I
again.
can only surmise our purposes are aligned. In which case, allow me to explain myself.
This is my leg.
Of Melania's blood, but in what capacity I know not.
3 sentences.
I could be sister, daughter, or an offshoot. Whatever the case, though, I am certain of a kinship between us. There is something I must return to Melania. The will that was once her own. The
Don't
dignity,
do that.
the sense of self that allowed her to resist the call of the Scarlet Rot.
Will it mean she doesn't have to fight
she
me?
Abandoned to meet Radan's measure.
Because I'll be fine with that.
There is something I must return
Oh
to
yeah,
Melania.
you've already said that. It's the rotting person.
A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U.
Are we gonna try all those? Rufflecopters and such? Look up some of those, yeah, Moonbase alphabets. Yeah. Hello, sir. You on lookout? Well, let me know if you see anybody suspicious. What's down here? The roof. Ooh. Bubbles. Oh, one hit.
LOL, LMAO, even.
Wanted to know if Hazel would do it justice. Well, Hazel does very little justice. Oh, got your hat. What's in here? Ooh. Cocoons. Triple rings of light. I shouldn't have picked that up for reasons which is gonna be a thing. Why am I doing this first? Well, I guess it demonstrates a point. We'll get to that.
Arg.
Arg. Well, this is the thing. Very, very deep thing. This here is a shortcut. It's a shortcut to the end of this area. At the end of which is a grace that you can teleport to whenever you want. This is the most useless shortcut in any game.
Arg.
Arg. We'll get to that. Whee. Oh. Hi there. I fought you before.
THA Sao chose for sale.
Yep, you've got some of those for sale.
Like, yeah.
Ooh, nearly died. Like, yeah. Oh, this is gonna be tricky. Oh, whoa. Oh, I'm getting hurt. Oh, no, that. Like its skirt. It's cool. I got its stuff. Not skirt, boo.
Awooga.
Awooga. Now it's very quiet. Again, this is a whole area you can explore and do really cool stuff. Lots of little nooks and crannies and levels and so on and so forth, and I'm probably gonna just not. Complain about level design and then don't interact with it.
And dare I say it, wooga.
I don't know, dare you say it? Marcus sauce you. We were still doing miracles, that might be nice. I don't like you. You seem very disinterested in everything I did. Not much of a fan of anything you do. Please stop. What is that? That is one of the worst enemies in the game. No one likes them. They're called Royal Revenants. No thank you. So, in exchange, I'm just gonna leg it. See if this works.
I thought we had a horse.
Not in enclosed areas, we don't. And they're gone. We're hunting rabbits. We can only use torrent outside. This apparently does not count as outside. Oop. Okay, well, we're not being as sneaky as I thought. These guys are a bugger. Whatever.
Be viewy quiet.
Oh, that was very close. We're in Sentinel Hell. Yeah, I like these helmets. These are fun. Be viewy quiet. Back to job.
Viewy.
Viewy. How does your head even fit in that helmet? It's wider than it looks. It's an optical illusion. Makes it look like the head's up top, but it's not. How? Why is which? I don't know. This is a good time to use runes, because probably not going to have them soon. Grumped. There was a Grumped plush in the Ask the Outliers comic that I put in the Patreon update recently, as well as a bunch of other little plushes. Little Easter eggs. Which I should probably post into the Discord and also start posting on Tumblr. Given that that's the place people tend to ask things. Cool, right, moving on. Further into the brace of the Halig tree. Which way? This way? Absolutely not that way. Not dealing with them, thank you very much, goodbye. I will instead deal with a completely different kind of nightmare. That's a thing, right? I'm in a bowl. I am soup. You can't see me. Oh. Hello? Blah. Anyway, moving on. Moving on to the inside of the tree, which is doing perfectly well. It's doing great. Ah, love a good healthy tree. It's just the best. It should have just said no. Get these because they cure rot. Speaking of horrible things, a mosquito just landed on my screen and then flew away, and I don't know where they are. How did you get in here? The windows are closed. Sure, the tree had it coming. Perhaps. That's rot, baby. Oh look, there are friends in the rot. Ow. Quite happy to headbutt me. I have a bit of a roll, don't mind me. Splish splash, I'm taking a bath. In rot. It's a funny attack, I like it. Pop on those. Get rid of the rot. Although I still have some on me, so that might build up for a sec. Grab this, but we're not done with that room. Oh no. We've only just begun. Let's go back. Oh yes. There's more to do. Some old friends. Up there. Oh, there's an item in there. Let's grab it. Oh, it's an orange one. That means it's important. Ignore the rumbling. Hi. How you doing? A bit rotten. You're gonna get grumpy, aren't you? This is bad. Whoa, hello. Not a fan, 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 not a fan. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm dead. Bloody rock. Durgan question mark? Ulcerated tree spirit. We fought a few of these. I honestly actually quite like them as a boss. In a pool of rot, less so. But, and you'll be pleased to know, they are also not the reason I came back. But I do have to defeat them. Originally designed to go in Dark Souls 3, but they got cut. Clever reuse of assets. And by clever, I mean reuse of asset. Whee! I mean, are they wrong? I don't think they're wrong. How on earth did that hit? Oh, you may be rolling rock. How dare you? I'm rotten! Bonk. Flop. I love how floppy they are. Big floppy friends. Oh, you're trying to push me off the edge there. I see what you're doing. Significantly easy. Golden seed, nice. Cool. That's lovely. Ooh. Hello. Gold or red, or gold or red, or gold or red. Thinks and thoughts and choices. We could either be summoned to assist Millicent, or we could be summoned to challenge Millicent. I'm gonna help Millicent. They're nice. Number 11. St. Millicent, our friend here with the prosthetic arm. Hi. Now we're fighting Maureen and Amy and a bunch of other people. Well, that's one taken care of. Actually, there are 4. Should have just remembered. Oh, and I'm dead. Preview of things to come. Let's try that again. Let it roll. Well, someone died and it wasn't Millicent, so that's good.
Linin Ruayum.
Linin Ruayum. Ow. That hurt quite a lot. Okay, 1. Simple enough. Oh. Listen, be careful. Did we win? We did. That was a lot easier this time than it was in my first playthrough. We win! Yay! We helped Millicent by killing her sisters. Question mark? Rotten winged sword insignia. What will that do? Defends against rot, probably. Greatly raises attack power with successive attacks. An honor bestowed upon the Valkyries who serve the goddess of rot. Greatly raises attack power with successive attacks. The four sisters were born in the swamp of Aeonia and came to the Halig tree under the aegis of Gauri, and yet those buds were doomed to never blossom. I don't know what that means. It feels vaguely creepy. Topato. Top topato. Drainage channel. Tasty. I can't remember what you do after that. Do I go back here, maybe? Nothing there? No. Maybe I have to go back to the where we met Millicent here. Possibly. I want to say hello to her. I wasn't gonna kill you because you're just unpleasant. Oh, you give good stuff. Good runes though, not souls. Anything here upon my return? Doesn't look like it. Saw too many legs and you disliked. Yeah, we've seen them before. The kindred of rot. They're unpleasant. Oh, hello. Hey, Millicent.
Oh. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for lending your hand. Without
Literally.
your help, I could not have defeated that quartet. I feel as if I've been in your debt from beginning to end. Thank you. With your help, I was able to live as my own person, if only in passing. But this is where things end. I paused to even tell you, but I took out the needle myself.
What?
Tell whoever put you up to this that if I am to flower into something other than myself, I would rather rot into nothingness as I am.
Oh, that makes sense.
Please, let me pass alone. The scarlet rot writhes now. Worse than ever. Soon, I won't be more than a mound of flesh.
I don't know how to express it.
Curse-laden. Untouchable. I wouldn't want such a thing to bring you harm. Please, the scarlet rot soon. Curse-laden. I wouldn't want...
Okay, then. Quote number 120. We just have to kill a shard bearer, get that great rune, and then we will receive 2 fingers in the back end of the round table hold. Quote number 142. I like the balls, they're fun. Good quotes. Unalloyed gold needle, we got it back. This is the thing we gave her to cure her rot. Removed by Millicent from her flesh, bears no trace of befouled blood, but is faintly moist with dew. There is something I must return to Millennia, the dignity, the sense of self that allowed her to resist the call of the scarlet rot. Speaking of... Ooh, new one. Sure say some words. Well, these streams last 3 hours, and I'm certainly not paying attention to 97% of those. That. Time? Exactly. You understand me, right? This one. Yeah, we've had enough of your legs. Leave me alone. Ow! Bloody pest threads. Here's the thing, on my first playthrough, I completely missed that there was a thing over here. Butterflies! And traveler's clothes. And manchettes and boots. Drink the baby. Cool looking flower. And this, up here, I think you'll agree, is the worst shortcut in the world, because this is the bottom of the very, very tall shaft that we saw at the beginning of the thing. But there's a grace down there, so you can just teleport. What's the point of that? I don't get it. Stupid. Yeah, Zane's got a quote. Good times. Gonna do a little bit of admin here. Not really an awful lot. Gonna do me an awful lot of good. So, go with it. Swimdy.
I dreamt for so long. My flesh was dull gold, and my blood rotted.
Not a chance.
Corpse after corpse left in my wake. As I awaited his return.
He's in an egg. In Mogwin. We killed his husband.
Heed my words. I am Melania, Blade of Mikola. And I have never known defeat.
I can believe that too. Oh, we're straight in there. Why am I heavy? That's bad. Didn't check weight. So grab. It's attached to the hand, Jeeb. Get that very quickly. Sure. Right. Point number 1. She's very fast. Point number 2, every time she hits me, she heals. Like that. clearly remember enough of this not to have immediately died, but... A weapon is heavy enough that I can stagger. That's probably going to be useful. Not stagger, but like, they could go, ooh. Here we go. Didn't die. What do you do about that move? Tell me. Anyone got any idea? I don't. That is waterfowl dance. Every time she hits you, she heals. Remember that. That is the one thing that moves this fight from being one of my favorites to being one of my least favorites. Oh, why did I dodge into that? Should have just stayed back. Here we go again.
I am Melania, Blade of Mikola.
There is a very specific roll and dodge sequence that can avoid all that damage, and it doesn't make any sense. I don't know what it is. You can't work it out from looking. You just work it out from hundreds and hundreds of trials and errors. Incredibly badly designed attack. Hate it. Rest of the fight's really good, though. Right, we'll have another couple of attempts, and then I will practice off stream. I do want to stress, this fight is actually mostly very, very good. But that one attack just completely ruins it. Swoosh and boom. Bonk. Or why am I doing that? Swoosh and bonk. Get a couple of hits in, that's good. Seems fairly consistent. So that's the slower one. There's a slightly faster one and a slightly slower one. And there is a tell, but I can't remember what it is. What is that? I don't remember that at all. Why am I dodging backwards? Oh, that was very close. Oh, there, that's the, yeah. That's what happens. Input checking. Input reading, that's the one. That's the fast one.
I am Melania,
I'm gonna need to look up how to avoid that attack, because I didn't on my first playthrough. I didn't look anything up, which is why it took me 7 hours. The pancake is jumping out of the potato, obviously. Hornet the Knight? Yeah, Hornet's from Hornet Knight, yeah. I kind of get that vibe. Ready! Akira! Why am I attacking that? Dodge forwards for that, don't dodge backwards. It's a slow one. Trying to remember what the tell for that is. Fast? Fast. Fast? Okay, is it the sparks at the beginning, maybe? Fast. Hey, I can attack him. Swoosh and block. Fast. Of course you do that. It's the moment I heal. Screw you. And that heals you, obviously. You wanna... Try bubbles. Oh, that kind of worked. Jump. Swoop. Thonk. Whack. Whoop. What did I just say? Don't put that in a quote. Don't dodge backwards for that. I'm over here. Dodge. I remember a lot more of this than I thought I did. Well, 7 hours of playing it will probably do that to you. Not confident enough in that. Do the one with the long one so that I know what the difference is. Oh, no, that was me, I did bad. Too far. Oh, this is just depressing me. Because this is such a satisfying fight outside of that one move. She's really good. Okay, that was slow, okay. I wasn't paying attention enough to know whether I was right. Okay, that wasn't the worst way of doing that. Only lost half a health bar. I'll take it. I'm not going to pay attention to her health bar at all, because I'm going to get depressed. Jump. Nope. Pretty sure I was full health at that point. Still haven't officially beaten Bioshock, because apparently if you don't level the correct way, you can't win the final fight, and you were just there close enough. Really? I know that with I tried playing System Shock 2, and apparently you literally soft lock yourself if you don't level the right way. I'm not going to replay the entire game just to win one fight. Yeah. Nervous about cassette beasts being like that towards the end. How's that? Is that going good? I played a JRPG 3 times to be able to defeat the hardest optional boss on the hardest difficulty. I'm not one for optional super bosses. He says fighting Millennia. I'm gonna do one more because I actually enjoy this fight. But I also hate it. Love-hate relationship, you know how it is. Because, like, objectively, I think I'm more annoyed at the design of Malekith's fight. I think it has more problems, but this one just has so many good points and one awful problem. And that's why it's worse. I know, it's just satisfying. But also incredibly depressing after 7 hours. Why am I dodging towards that? My 5th try. 4th, right? Dodge into the grab.
It's blocked. Maybe there's another way in.
It's my mentality at the moment.
The door's bolted shut.
Yeah, keep yourselves entertained. Very nearly cocked by that. Oh, never dodged that way before. Weird. That felt bad. Probably fine, but it felt bad.
It's closed.
One day you'll get the Elden Ring ones.
It's locked.
I did it again. Actually, it felt better. Oh, I don't want to change my muscle memory now.
Need a key.
Can reliably get 2 attacks in there, that's good. Yeah, that does feel good.
The doorway is sealed by some mystical force. Behuin and Kugna, Fanu Naemna, Bagliz Kafungin, Kathavahel, Kulf Cthulhu Kafungni, Aya Rigazengaro, Aya Hydra.
That was far away enough for that one, that worked. You can just run if you're far away enough, but that's a big if. Gliz Kafavahel, Cthulhu Kafungni, Aya Rigazengaro. Was that Simlish? That was Jack.
I can't force it. It's gotta be locked from somewhere. The doors are locked.
What attack was that? Right, have I seen that before? I don't think I've seen that before. Dodge backwards. You are a fool.
I can't open it. I won't be able to open the doors. They're tightly sealed.
Yeah, I'm losing it. Things were going really well and I'm losing it.
I'm gonna fucking die here, Jack!
True. Not wrong.
Blade of Mikola.
I can't open it. The handle's been taken off.
My attack missed.
There's no door handle.
Jump and attack sometimes miss. Anyway, that we got halfway to the middle of the health bar of phase 1. So no sword handle either, yeah, exactly. We've been trying to disarm her, but it's attached to her arm. So we can't do it. Anyway, this is going to be the next 4 streams. Hope you enjoy. Now I'll probably practice off stream, because again, this is actually a satisfying fight if you ignore the one glaring error with it. So many ruined attempts. Hey! No, hang on, what am I doing? Thank you for watching. Hope you all have a lovely day.
I'll need something to pry it out.
Pry what out? Don't answer that question. Thanks for the good stream. Thank you for being here. Sorry, I went a little bit over our 1 hour over mark. But we're now on Millennia and the final stretch of bosses in the game. It is literally just bosses from this point on.
It won't budge. I'll need to find another way in.
Pry out the lock, yeah. Thank you for showing you, Izzy. You're welcome, miss. I thought it would take longer, actually. I thought I'd be there for longer, but yeah. Thank you for streaming. Thank you for being here. Hope you enjoyed food. Hope you enjoyed your chimkin. Pry out Ringo's face when Millennia slams him into the ground.
It's wedged shut. It figures.
It figures. So, thank you for coming. We'll be doing more of this next week. But in the interim, tomorrow we will be continuing with the Final Fantasy IX draw-through. Where are we now? What did we just do? We went to Trino, which was nice. We met, what do we call them? Professor Preddy Prodders. Oh, just as an aside, I looked up the concept art of Professor Preddy Prodders. Don't look it up. Just don't. Continue to enjoy Professor Preddy Prodders. Prozen Preddy, yeah. Professor Prozen Preddy, that was it. Don't. Even if you want it, you don't. Just look at the in-game model. Look at my drawing. All's great. Cute little bird friend. Don't give them the name. Concept art for Professor Prozen Preddy Prodders. But yeah, I looked it up because I was like, oh, I like the design. And then I looked up and was like, maybe not. But I still like the design as they are in my brain. So, no. And I don't feel quite so bad about ripping it off, because it turns out I didn't. Anyway. Anyway. Yes, so we'll be doing more of this next week, more Millennia attempts, and in between Millennia attempts, I'll probably be going back and fighting some of the bosses in the main game. But yeah, it's entirely boss rush at this point. We've got like, 1, 2, 3, 4, including Millennia, 5 bosses. Don't miss. Yay. And then, yeah, tomorrow we've got the Final Fantasy IX draw through. Thursday morning, some doodle times, carrying on with Googology. Try and get that done as soon as possible. And then JB Nether's Day, exciting. Saturday, Solasta, unless miraculously there's a Remnant update. But yeah, thank you very much for being here. I hope you had a lovely time. Sorry we're a bit late. I'm prattling on still. Ball! Press X to do it. It doesn't work. The game's not open. But yeah, hope you're enjoying. Hope you had a grand old time. Ball! Hey Cheap, did I mention that there's a fan-made cooperative campaign addition to Portal 2 with a portal that travels through time? Did I mention that? Did I mention that's the thing? Anyway. Don't know if you mentioned that, maybe. Looks like a Jim Henson design. It's not what I thought. It's very, very much not what I thought. Anyway, have a grand old one, everyone. I'll leave you with some music to enhance the gravitas of finally meeting Millennia. And we'll have a grand old time. Look after yourselves. Eat beans, unless you don't like beans, in which case eat bean replacements like cheese. Bye!